Can you all hear me now? Also, hi Ice. What did you think of the day after tomorrow? What's up, Fox? It's been a minute. I feel like I've seen you before. Music, properties, music. I'm going through and just fixing everything right now. System, games. Games. I hate this. Yay. Yes, I've been having to mess with my audio since I got my new mic. So the issue is for me, I updated Windows. And every time I update Windows, I have to go through and I have to fix every single one of these audio sources in OBS, which isn't a big deal because I mean, obviously I have the Go XLR, but it just takes a minute and I don't notice it unless I'm looking at something else. But now everything should be fixed. And the VA wasn't even calling for me. They were calling for my mom's husband. But because I used my phone to call them, they put it in my chart. Every time. It's stupid. Does it to my Wavelength software when I update Windows. Yeah, it's Windows Update that's the issue, not any of the other softwares. It's a Windows Update thing, not a... Well, and I think since the last time I updated, I also upgraded the hard drives in my PC. So like I've done a lot recently that would fuck it up. Because I think if I remember correctly, I remember telling you that I switched over to 4 terabyte SSDs in my machine because they were on sale. And as I said, but nobody heard, I'm just trying to get a base coat on these wings. All right now. The VA was calling you.
I know.
I muted myself, but I think the last time I streamed was right before or right as I put the 2 4 terabyte NVMe SSDs in my PC. Yeah, you were talking about the last time you were in my stream. That's what it was. It was last time I was in your stream. But yeah, I've done all that work and I cleaned off my desk today. And I was like, huh. I was talking to some people and I was like, it sounds like it's time to paint. And, you know, we got this nice wing. You know, we're getting a nice base coat of red on it. Giving it a nice chance to dry. It's a nice wing. Need to get a UV light set up in a drying box. I did that for when I did models a lot. Oh, funny you should mention that. I actually have one. I'll take a picture over my shoulder so you can see it. But it's part of my 3D printing setup. I have a nice wash and cure station and all that. We'll open Snapchat, switch to the rear camera. And save it. And then Discord. Also, I'm hanging out in Discord if you wanna use your words, Ice. If you don't want to use your words, I don't blame you. I don't like using my words either, but here I am.
Words are hard.
Words are hard. Me too, though. It's fine.
Oh, I can hear my ugly ass voice.
Ooh, yeah. You gonna have to mute that real quick.
Yeah.
Let me.
I have the Stream Deck Plus, so I can just reach up like you can on your Go XLR.
Yeah, that's actually what I just did. Is I turned you down a little bit because I had all the volume knobs flicked up to the top while I was sorting out music this morning. But yeah.
Oh yeah. Those are nice curing boxes too.
They really are. And with these, go ahead.
I had to use a soft box because I was painting like fucking Death Stars and shit like that, so I needed something big.
Well,
but
so
I would love to have one of those.
So that's actually pretty big. Like, the printer that's there in the picture is the Elegoo Saturn II, which I don't know if you know or not, but it's pretty fucking massive.
Well, I've never seen one of those, but I do know that paint cup on top of it, very familiar. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. that 2.5 quart
side of a house. Yeah.
So that actually works well for resin mess.
Does it?
It does.
Okay.
Like, you throw a paper towel down in the bottom of it, and then you just kind of break off supports after you pull it out of the washing machine.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, unless you need the supports because it's like a wing.
Right.
And then you just have a nice like trash bin that you just dump into the trash once you're done.
Yeah.
So did you ever play The Day After?
I did not.
I saw you talking about it.
I want to, but I feel like it's one of those games I just couldn't play by myself.
That's fair. And I saw a lot of people were instantly shit talking it.
Oh yeah. Well, I think they expected it to be more open world like Grand Theft Auto or Ark or something like that when it's more Division's open world.
Well, and the thing is it seems that they pulled a bait and switch, because I did a little bit of research, and a lot of the complaints were, it was supposed to be more Grand Theft Auto open world rather than Tarkov open world.
Right.
Like there were Discord messages from the devs saying, no, this isn't trying to be the next Tarkov, like vehemently denying that. And then that's exactly what they released, which, if that's what I was hoping for or hoping against, and then they released it that way, I'd be pissed too.
Yeah. Well, and that's, I didn't want to bring that up to any of the Tarkov streamers that were raging about it.
Right.
That's going to be Tarkov's open world eventually.
Exactly.
And people are going to rage because we're going to be funneled through very small areas to get through to the next area.
Yeah.
So if you get anybody too industrious that set up, I don't know, a checkpoint there with a machine gun,
you're going to have a bad time. And there's going to be people that do that. Like, the minute that they implement that cross map thing, you're gonna have a bad time.
Oh yeah. Well, I think that's also one of the reasons why they're talking about putting in more than one extract. So like the wall all the way up from the checkpoint on Shoreline or
Right. And you've got the whole rail yard area, and like there's a lot of different areas that you could extract to. You know.
but it's still going to be bad. I feel like the main used extraction points, like they're adding the PKP machine gun in this next fight.
I thought they already added the PKP with Kerbin or whatever the fuck his name is.
That's the PKM.
Oh, okay.
They're adding the 7.62 version, the 7.62 by 39 version.
Okay. But yeah,
you know, Mother Russia. It's the
Of
same
course.
thing. We just change letter, change bullet, it'd be okay.
of course, throw a little bigger barrel on it, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I think that's what people also don't understand is the amount of dev time that goes into a game. And even some devs like don't understand the amount of dev time that goes into their own games.
I feel that on a personal level every time I play Star Citizen.
Yeah. I
Because
mean,
the devs don't know, the players don't know. It's just
well,
no one knows.
yeah, and the thing is with world-changing games like that, you know, like
Right.
everybody goes based off what they know, which when you're trying to change the world in a game, you know, you end up with a lot of, you know, overspill.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, even Tarkov suffers from that because they're
Yeah.
literally changing FPS games. Like they've literally changed the entire market for first-person shooters.
exactly.
It was just like that when PUBG changed everything.
Yeah, and look at the amount of time PUBG was in early access.
Oh yeah.
You know, look at the amount of time that you had Erangel and then Erangel and Miramar, you know, and then they started getting money and then they were able to continue on that development track, but it wasn't initially, it was very slow development.
Oh, super slow. I remember when I first bought the game in early access for $20, and it was like a year before they came out with another map. And I think there was 2 at that point, Erangel and the other one.
So Erangel and Miramar were the first two. The sand map and the regular map that everybody knows and loves.
Yeah.
And then they released Sandhawk, and then they came out of early access.
Yep.
And then, you know, they moved from there.
And then they lost their way because, you know, Call of Duty was making more money. And they were trying to make more money.
So they lost their way before Call of Duty. They lost their way when they released PUBG Mobile.
True.
You know, when they were and the thing is they didn't really lose their way. They appealed to their market.
Right. And that's that's like me bitching that games on console only come out on console, and the console players bitching about
Them
games
porting
only
it to
coming out on
PC.
mobile. Yeah. It's like I can't really complain because I know the console market is 10 times what PC is, but the mobile
Exactly.
market is 1,000 times what the fucking console market is.
Exactly. Like, and that's the thing. You know? And then you've got like NA players bitching because they appeal to where most of the players are, which is the Koreas.
Well, yeah, and
You know,
and PUBG is one of the biggest games in the world in China.
well, yeah, in all of Southeast Asia,
Yeah,
you know, not just China. Thanks for the Prime, Cody. I hope you're wonderful. I'm just out here painting wings.
I'll be right back. I gotta grab my kid a juice.
Yeah, do your thing. Also, I'm hanging out in Discord if you want to come say hi, Cody. Because I know you love me and you miss me. You're just farming? I'm just painting. Huh. Looks like I missed a little bit. Might have to get back up in there. God damn it. An ordinary red dragon or a special dragon? So neither. It's this this vampire guy. It's his wings. They clip into the back here. And we got kind of this number going on. Yeah. And it's been a while, Bear. How you been? How's the good life? Good. I'm doing good. I'm doing a lot better than I was back in the day. You know, I spend some time doing things like this and turning on the stream still. I'm gonna have to adjust cameras though.
What up, big boo?
What up, boo? How you doing?
Just, digital farming the shit out of this place.
Yeah? How's that? Are you a millionaire yet?
No, I was a millionaire. Now I'm broke.
You bought you some new equipment, didn't you?
New equipment, new animal pens. I've got chickens and horses and cows and sheep.
MOC would be proud of you.
Well, I'll put this, I got the enclosures. I haven't got all the animals. I have 2 horses. That's it.
That's fair.
But I mean, I have all the enclosures. I'm trying to stock up on food before I buy them so they don't starve.
That's
You
fair.
got that John Deere pack?
There's a couple John Deere mods we have, but for the most part, just the in-game John Deere stuff,
Oh, okay.
like the stuff that's already in there.
But
I'm actually driving a Fendt. I don't
You don't discriminate.
Yeah. Well, I got Thor's a John Deere fanboy, so he's got John Deere stuff.
Right. Like in the real world though, John Deere is fucking expensive for what it is.
Yeah. Well, I had to go with Fendt because Luke Bryant did a Fendt commercial driving a Fendt tractor. So no, I've always, ever since I played, like, I think it was FS17 when I first started, like, I've always liked the Fendt tractors.
That's fair.
Yeah, I always end up pimping out the International New Holland.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
I was always Fendt and the Vultras. And I think it was FS19 had a Lamborghini tractor. Because, I mean, that's where Lamborghini got its start.
I thought it was Ferrari that got its start in tractors.
Lamborghini started out tractors.
So Lamborghini actually took he built tractors and clutches. He took one of the clutches out of his tractors and put it in a Ferrari, and it ran a lot better. And that's
because that was
how it all
Ferrari's
started.
weak points. Yeah, that was like one of Ferrari's weak points was transmissions.
I knew it was something to that effect. I just didn't remember exactly the story.
And then Lamborghini tried to buy Ferrari, and Ferrari was going to sell to him, but he did the same thing he did to
Ford.
Ford, and at the end of the very end of the deal was like, nah, I think I'm gonna keep it.
Nah, it's okay.
And he was like, I think I'm gonna try and destroy you.
I mean, that's the way to go. Like that's the King Dick power move right there, though. What up, Kill?
Yeah, John. Matter of fact, there was the movie. It's got John Bernthal as the guy who starts Lamborghini.
Right.
Or well, not starts, but starts the automotive side of Lamborghini, who is now owned by Volkswagen.
Yep. Well, and the thing is all the major. I want to say there's only like 8 people that own all of the car production in the world, or 8 groups.
8 automotive groups. I would say, yeah, probably the major ones. Yeah. I mean, you have small ones like Hennessy and Koenigsegg who do exotics
Right.
manufacturing. But yeah, I mean, Volkswagen owns
A lot.
a lot.
Oh,
Toyota owns a lot.
Amount. Yeah.
Nissan owns a lot.
You fucked up a friendship last night. I think Nissan is owned by somebody else. Like at the top of the food chain.
Yeah, the Renault Group, which would be
Yeah.
Nissan Mitsubishi Alliance.
See, I know things.
But yeah, Volkswagen, dude. Volkswagen owns Jesus.
Volkswagen, Subaru, Audi. Basically all the European.
I don't think they own Subaru.
I'm pretty sure they do. They own a major portion of the European car manufacturing. Like,
they own Volkswagen, Skoda, Seat, Cupra, Audi, Lamborghini, Bentley, Porsche, and Ducati. And they also own Bugatti. I don't know why they own Bugatti in that, unless they've sold Bugatti recently. I don't think so, though, because most of that stuff comes out of. But I know some of the pieces, even in my GTI, have Audi and Porsche symbols on them.
oh yeah.
Yeah, but to be fair, BMW's new Roadster is basically built by Toyota with a BMW motor, just like the new Supra.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah.
the Supra's got the BMW, the 3-liter.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's the thing is a lot of the time they buy each other to build up their own production, if you will, or their production
Yeah, well, I mean,
value.
Yeah, well, they do partnerships. I mean, you look even as far back like the 90s. You had the Mitsubishi Eclipse,
Yeah.
the Talon, the Pulsar. I want to say there was a fourth one, but maybe it was just three. All basically the exact same car.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a Mazda guy,
Just
so
Kick from the Discord.
you see
Oh
Mazda
damn.
pickups all over the place.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like the all the foreign Mercedes. Like in America, Mercedes is a luxury car. Everywhere else in the world, Mercedes is like mid-tier or mid to low tier.
I mean, even like high-end Mercedes are kind of only mid-tier to Mercedes.
Well, yeah.
Well, I mean, Mercedes has tried to become more consumer, like their CL classes and all that shit that are. I mean, hell, some of them start now in the 20s. You know,
Yeah.
they
Right.
realize that they do make. I mean, obviously, with Maybach and all this, so they make super high end cars, luxury cars, and that's what they try to stay with. But they realize that selling at a lower price point and selling a higher volume helps out
Immensely,
Yeah.
you know.
I mean, look at Volkswagen. Volkswagen's the biggest automotive group in the world.
Mhm.
Volkswagen owns
Or
has-
Toyota.
Yeah. I want to say Volkswagen's a decent chunk ahead of Toyota even. And Toyota's
Toyota's killing it. Yeah.
let's see.
Well, Volkswagen also carries military contracts.
Yeah.
More military contracts than
well-
Toyota.
Well, they were started by a military member.
Oh well, yeah.
Start sweating bullets.
I mean, and it was
Ask me Zing Hao.
designed for the name even means the people, so it was for the people, right?
I mean, well,
Some of the people.
I'm glad we were on the same page there, Cody.
I want to make a really
Blonde-haired, blue-eyed
but I'm gonna
people.
stop. But yeah, and the rest they keep in the ashtray, right?
Ugh.
Fucking Kyle,
That
man.
was,
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, I did have a grandfather die in a concentration camp, so or great grandfather.
I got lucky. My grandfather survived the Bataan Death March in Philippines, so
Oh, mine got drunk and fell out of the guard tower.
how'd I know that was coming? Like, I just knew.
I mean, I am German, but we left before all of that.
I was gonna say, yeah, my great grandparents left right before Poland was invaded.
Yeah, we left before all the Holocaust stuff, and we got here after all the slave stuff. So like our hands are clean.
I mean, not if you ask
blame us.
fucking the internet.
Well,
If you ask
That's
the
just
internet,
going
it's still
wide.
your fault.
yeah. Well, I am white.
yeah, my grandpa got here. Well, my grandpa on my dad's side immigrated here from the Philippines after Korea. He actually got his U.S. citizenship for being a member of the translation team that they used in the Philippines and in Korea.
Oh,
Nice.
that's badass.
I knew a couple of Afghani guys that were working on that.
He was also a Filipino Special Forces commando during the U.S. occupation of the Philippines and helped fight off the Japanese when they invaded.
Oh yeah, get out of here, Japanese.
You don't
Oh,
like
what
the,
made
you
them
don't
think
like
they
the
could
cat
fuck with-
girls?
I don't know who made them think they could fuck with us.
Well,
Like,
because
you're a small island country.
so the
Ooh.
thing was until the land of the rising sun became the land of the rising three suns, they were fucking with us and they were doing a good job of it.
Yeah, well, but that's because we didn't take it. I don't think we took it seriously until Pearl Harbor. Like after Pearl Harbor, it was like, oh, you done fucked up, Ron. Like,
Well,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying though is Pearl Harbor was the initial, yeah, but that was in 42. We didn't drop the sun on them until 47.
yeah, well, we were still developing the sun at that point,
Right. But
And
but
then,
that's
we
the
tried
thing.
to warn them and let them know.
Right. And Imperial Japan was like, yeah, we're going to fight to the last child basically. And that's why we dropped the sun on them.
Turned out they didn't have that kind of resolve when we dropped a nuke on them.
Well, they had a lot of confidence because they invaded mainland China and were winning against the Chinese.
Mhm.
No
I mean,
matter
if you can
how
win a
many
land
bodies
war
they
against
threw
the
at them.
Chinese, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah,
But
yeah, because it's the same doctrine that Russia has: throw bodies at it till it goes away.
Yeah.
a land war in China and Asia. That's the Princess Bride reference, you know.
It's like trying to fight a land war in America. Like,
Yeah, except for we own a lot more guns. Like our civilian population is
Right.
way better armed than theirs. They'd come out
Right.
with like their great grandfather's samurai sword and lose in a gunfight.
right. Hi, Annie. I think it was Annie I heard.
So yeah, that was the case until the first real use of the U.S. Lend-Lease program when we started sending them fucking Browning machine guns and Garans and stuff like that.
Yeah.
By the K. Because we were already pissed off at Japan. We were doing the same thing to fucking Germany via Great Britain.
Mm-hmm.
Just here, have weapons.
Well, Great Britain and a lot of European countries. It wasn't just Great Britain. Great Britain was just the main benefactor, if you will.
Right. We funneled a lot of our weapons through them because once we got them there, we could easily have them drop them where we wanted them.
Exactly. History.
And then they touched our boats.
Yep, they touched the butt.
Yeah.
Stuff, when are you gonna come farm it?
I don't know. I've got it downloaded. Like,
So
I
we
just-
do have mods, but all the mods are in-game mods. So like you press a button and it downloads them all for you
that's beautiful.
and puts them in the folder. You don't have to like go to websites and download stuff.
I don't
and
have to
click a
go to
bunch of stuff.
sketchy ass websites and do a bunch of sketchy ass
Yeah.
things.
Correct. Everything, we're only using mods from the mod hub in-game.
So I'm gonna be honest. I haven't been doing a lot of gaming lately. Like,
Yeah, what have you been doing?
I haven't been doing anything. That's the problem.
Well, come in and do this. It's not really gaming either. More than anything, we sit around and bullshit. And I mean, we farm, we game a little bit, but
Right.
it's one of those things where I hire a worker and watch him work my field.
uh No, I get that. I need to get back into it. I've just kind of been weird lately.
Stop being weird.
I can't help it. I like being weird.
I want you to be the same level of weird you've always been, which is still kind of weird.
You ain't wrong. But yeah, I haven't been doing a ton of gaming lately, which I need to get back into it. Oh, did I tell you I got my sim racing setup all built up?
No,
Yeah.
but that makes me extremely jealous because I want to sim race.
I wanted motion, but motion is like $5,000, $7,000.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, getting the actuators to fuck
yeah,
that.
yeah. Fucking
Are you
$7,000.
VR in it or screens?
So I have the screen mounts on order. So right
okay.
now I'm gonna have to VR it until.
I think VR would be sweet as far as like if it keeps up with your head turning and looking.
It does.
Like, I think that would be sick, but I also like know that
It would make you sick.
some VR stuff does make me
So that's kind of why I wanted to get the motion actuators eventually. But after dropping, $2,000 on the thing itself, it's gonna have to wait a while.
That's understandable.
But I feel like
Well-
with motion, I feel like you get that motion that and I think that's honestly why a lot of people get motion sickness, is because
You're not getting the feedback of motion, but your eyes are sensing motion.
exactly.
Yeah. Kind of like the opposite of reading in a car, where your eyes aren't sensing the motion, but your body's feeling motion.
Exactly. Like I can read in a car just fine, but
So I can't.
it will fuck. Well, I can do it for limited periods.
Right. Well, yeah, that's what I mean. Like if I'm reading a short article, something like that, I'm fine.
Like
But
I
I've
can
tried to like read a book on a road trip, and
Yeah.
that never works.
I can read for like an hour or two and be fine, but much more than that, and it gets rough.
Oh, I can't. More than like 10, 15 minutes, and I'm getting queasy.
I mean, that's fair.
I grew up around on a commercial fishing boat, so seasickness or motion sickness is not normally a thing that I end up getting.
That's fair. I mean, I don't
It was
know
really
that I
bad
would
until I was
get
like
seasick,
8.
though.
Well, and I normally I don't get motion sickness. Like, but there are some games out there that will just fucking wreck me.
I'll tell you, the bike on PUBG, riding the bike on PUBG, I don't know why. It gives me a headache. Like I don't get sick, but it starts giving me like a headache.
Oh yeah. Well, and for me it's that's not that bad. Like don't get me wrong, it's not great.
Right.
But it's not bad. What does it for me every time, like will fuck up my world, is Elite Dangerous.
Oh, really?
Yep.
I could see that though. I could see that game being difficult.
So what fucked me up was WRC 2. Let me look. One of the rally games.
Grab my juice. I'll be right back.
All right.
Dirt Rally 2.0. That's the one that got me.
See, I don't have issues with Dirt Rally.
Well, it didn't get me until I was going really fast into a hairpin little too fast, and it hit the fucking berm on the cliff side, and my entire car picked up and started rotating.
Yeah, I could see that doing it.
My buddy's watching on my TV. He's like, "Holy shit, bro! You're spinning through the air." I'm like, mm-hmm.
Yeah. So 10 out of 10 would not recommend trying to play Elite Dangerous for more than like 5-10 minutes at a time.
Yeah.
Like, and
That's like,
Yes.
You know what won't make you sick?
what's that?
Farm Sim 2022.
I think that even has VR support.
It does. It sure does.
But then again, my friend made fun of me because, I had my wheel hooked up and I was shifting gears. Yeah.
On what?
On Farming Sim 19, I think it was.
Oh yeah, yeah. I've seen a lot of Farm Sim streamers have. As a matter of fact, there's a steering wheel that is just for it's geared towards Farm Sim.
Well, so they've got the whole heavy equipment operators bundle now. I don't know if you knew about that, Cody, but it's literally the entire, like.
Yeah, it's got all the buttons on the wheel, and it's more of a high set, almost like a semi angle of a steering wheel.
Well, and then they've got the button panel next to it as well.
Yep. Yeah,
Or
no,
it's got
I
the
looked at it. I
joystick.
think I had it in my Amazon cart for a while. It was like $420.
Yeah, something like that.
Yep.
Yeah, I want to get
Maybe.
the little control panel.
Maybe one day when my kids move out.
I kind of want to build the little control panel. Like, just me personally.
And I've thought about it, but it's just so well laid out.
Right.
Then again, I also want to build a cockpit when I have space again. So,
So, I don't know if I told you guys, but part of my sim setup is I have a basically quick change for the pedal plates.
So you can go to rudder pedal plates.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so I imagine you have your HOTAS then somewhere.
Yeah.
in
Here.
this
Give
setup.
me just a second. Like, I've got the pedal plate off of it right now because I'm kind of lazy and I need to really get everything finished setting up. But I need to figure out how to get the riv nuts screwed down. Let's see. Ice. Send. Cody.
oh yeah, hell yeah.
And it's on casters too, so I can move it as I need.
Oh, okay. Dude, that's sick. Now, is that the same one that you were looking at? The modular one you were you were looking?
That's exactly
Hell
what
yeah.
it is.
Yeah, dude, that's sick.
Yeah, that's badass.
So when are you gonna stream playing that?
Soon TM.
I feel like Arena will come out before.
What is Arena?
Tarkov Arena.
The new
Oh,
Tarkov mode.
yeah, that's the one Deacon was talking about, right? Like you guys were.
Yeah, the
Working
one
at
where
TwitchCon.
we fucked up the
Yeah.
other team. Yeah, I feel like that's one that you would definitely enjoy.
Yeah, I could get down on something like that.
It's a lot like Counter-Strike.
Yeah, and I loved Counter Strike.
I'm gonna be honest, I hated Counter-Strike, but I appreciated Arena.
Oh, I liked Counter Strike. Well, we played it. That's one of the only games we had to play in Iraq, and we would do LAN
Yeah.
games.
I mean, that's
like
fair.
Officers versus enlisted. So it was fun. They didn't have a lot to choose from back then.
Yeah. For me,
There
it
was
was Call of Duty Zombies, Black Ops Zombies, the original Black Ops Zombies.
Oh, see, this was before Black Ops was out,
Right.
because this would have been 2000 and
Right. You're
Well,
old.
2003.
We know.
yeah, it would have been 2003. And the Xbox wasn't even out yet. I don't think. I think the original Xbox was like 05 or something.
I think it had just came out in 03. Like, I
Was it
think it was
03?
Christmas of that year.
Yeah, that sounds.
I think I got mine in. When did I get mine? That might be right, because I was in the dorms when I got my first Xbox, and then the 360 came out in. Oh,
That came out in
Five?
08 or no 09, the 360.
did it? I thought it was.
Yeah, it came
So-
out right before I graduated high school.
OG Xbox came out November 15th, 2001.
Oh wow. Okay, so maybe I was just too poor to have one at that point. Broke
The
ass airman.
360 was released in 2005, Christmas.
Ah, see, I was right. It's 2005. Dickhead.
Okay.
Well, the only reason because I got out in 2005 for my first enlistment in active duty, and I got it when I got out,
That's fair.
because I got out in October, and I got it that Christmas while I was still collecting my unemployment from getting out.
Well, I didn't even think about the fact that the GameCube released in 2001 too.
Yeah, I think we were still playing Nintendo 64 late 90s, early 2000.
Well, that's also because like the Nintendo 64 at the time you could get for, super cheap.
$200 with Perfect Dark and the expansion pack. And, yeah.
GoldenEye, man. We played the shit out of GoldenEye.
Oh man. Quit staring at my screen.
Stop screen peeking, you stupid bitch. You're
I
cheating.
want to be Odd Job.
Then you
Dude.
rub it in, you play Jaws, and you let them go ahead and screen peek. It ain't gonna help you. And you just murder them all anyways.
I mean, Odd Job was the one to have. Odd Job's smaller hitbox. Little fucker.
Yeah.
And we always played turbo mode, which they said apparently gave kids seizures. I didn't get the seizure thing, but we
Oh.
we
Well,
played
I
on turbo
played-
mode and paintball mode.
Wasn't the proximity mine mode, but you could get the proximity mines, so they would see me as Jaws and instantly start charging me, and you just start plopping mines down on the wall.
Oh, I don't remember playing proximity mines very much. We honestly like the thing I remember most was the P90, playing Odd Job, and paintball mode. And I remember just painting walls.
Dual clobs.
Or the golden gun. Everybody getting mad when you got the golden gun. Just one shot.
Good old golden gun. I don't have a pair of tweezers here.
And being a digital farmer ain't an easy life, man.
It never is. Being a real farmer ain't an easy life.
I'm so glad I don't do that shit anymore.
I heard a little salt in your voice there.
The worst part was waking up early in the morning, bro.
I was lucky. I lived on a farm until I was like 5 or 6, and then it was like, oh, okay, we're moving, selling the farm. Sick.
Lived on the farm until I was 5 or 6. Then my parents moved us off the farm. And then when I was like 24, I got together with a farm girl.
Mm.
And I was labor as it goes on the farm when you live there. Then they found out I could actually run machinery because of all of my experience on the fishing boat. And they're like, oh. They gave me a backhoe and they were like, dig a hole for this post. And I dug it and I picked the post up and I set it down in there and then I pushed everything back in and got it nice and firm. And they're just looking at me like, that took you like 25 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
The only laboring I did on a farm after that was we had one of the bus drivers owned a farm, and he would hire some of us kids that rode the bus to go out and do hay.
Yep.
And we would stack the bales as it came off. One person would be down there throwing them up on the flatbed, and the rest of us would be stacking them. And I remember I was carrying a bale on my shoulder, and I had earrings. And I went to throw the bale off, and the twine caught my earring and ripped my ear open. It was,
I'm sure you were thrilled.
Oh, it was smarts, I'll tell you. Like, it did not feel great. And this dude's name, I honestly I could not know what his real name was, but he went by Pee Wee, which I don't know how he got the name because he was a big ass dude. But he just like put some tape on it. Oh, dude, come on! Like this fucking hurts.
Like, help me out, man.
That was me and my brother on the boat. I was Pee Wee. He was tiny. I was 6'3", 300 pounds. He's 6'5" and just short of 400 pounds.
Jeez.
Our buddy Tank, he was 4'11".
What the fuck?
210 pounds. The man was a fucking shit brick house.
Jeez. Well, at 4'11", you gotta be. Because otherwise people are just going to talk mad shit.
Oh, we still did.
I would say, I don't know how big you'd have to be for me to not talk shit, but it would have to be pretty goddamn big. Cause
right? All right, boys.
At 4'11".
I'll be right back. I gotta refill my water.
All right, brother.
Don't get me too bad.
Just a soft band.
Well, you see, for me, it's you have to be a certain age before I stop talking shit immediately when I meet you.
That's fair.
Because, like, if you're 70, 75, yes, sir, how you doing? Yes, ma'am, how you doing? A great day. You younger than that, the fuck did you break this time? I worked in a parts store for a while, so.
Yeah.
In farming country.
Yeah, I just avoid people at all costs. That's pretty much been my motto for the last few years at least.
That's been my motto for like the last 7. See, that's one reason why I'm not sure why I moved down here to this little city from the middle of nowhere.
Where are you at?
I live in southern Oregon in Medford, right on the California border.
No, okay.
I moved from the butthole of Central Washington.
All right, who said the N-word?
No one.
Niagara Falls.
I said butthole.
I said butthole.
Butthole.
I'm a hashtag Florida man.
Oh yeah. I'm
Yes,
a
sir.
Washingtonian.
So using Antifa.
And
Yeah, but I'm the Antifa that likes the guns, but believe both sides should be able to do whatever the fuck they want.
You ain't wrong.
I'm fine with both sides doing whatever the fuck they want, as long as that side doesn't tell me what the fuck I can do.
Right?
Exactly.
Doesn't
Hence
do
being
it near
both
me.
sides doing whatever the fuck they want. Well, within reason.
Right. Well, no, I'm just not going to live anybody else's delusion either.
I mean, I say do whatever you want as long as you're not hurting anybody else.
Right.
Yeah.
You know?
And by hurting other people, I don't mean hurting feelings. You hurt feelings? Oh, well. Get
Right.
over it, be a big boy.
Right. And
But-
that's the thing. Like,
Or anything disruptive to children, because that's, like trainings reading to children with their balls hanging out. That kind of stuff I don't approve.
you know, I think as long as you're not hurting anybody, like directly physically harming them,
Right.
whatever.
See, having spent half my life in the Seattle area, I'm used to people not dressing their
Gender.
biological gender,
But
but their shit was never hanging out. They were actually decent. Most of them were actually decent people.
yeah, I have no problem.
Right.
Well, I mean, like I've been to drag shows. Like I have no problem with crowd. Like, but it doesn't belong in schools. It doesn't belong around kids. To just as a public school system, it shouldn't be. Now, if they want to have a thing where parents can sign up to have trannies read to their kids, and they volunteer to have their kids do that, whatever. But to put it in a public school system where all kids are forced to deal with that and then have to come home and ask mom the questions, like I don't see the purpose of it.
Well, that's kind of the talk in this age. When I was going to school, it was always, why did the teachers treat me different? Because my eyes are a different color and my hair is really dark and my skin's not quite bright enough for their liking. We really need to reform our school system to be more of an education system instead of an indoctrination system.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And
yeah, give them the facts and let them make
multiple
their
points of
own.
review.
Yeah,
because
but
believe
race
me,
is a
when
little
I
bit
walked
different
out
than-
into the gay pride parade when I was 8 years old, and my school had never really taught me anything about what happens on the other side of the Puget Sound. I was like, oh, what is this? And then, I had to learn myself because it wasn't something at that time that my parents were ever going to teach me.
See, I mean, we like if our kids have questions, I have no problem doing that. But at the same time, I don't
Right.
want that around my kids in a public setting. Like, I already think kids start off so behind times in education as far as like what they actually need to learn
Well, and
to have a
that's the
productive life.
thing is these days kids are taught standardized tests, not
Yeah.
Right.
In all honesty, like high school
Quality
and college should have a
information.
lot more trade type education. Like you should not come out of high school or college without at least knowing a little bit about tax law and understanding at least how to do your taxes.
Yeah, you should
Understanding what-
understand a
High school.
1040 easy by the time you come out of at least high school.
Yeah. By the time you come out of high school, you should understand how to fill out your taxes, pay your taxes, and because our system is kind of fucking weird with the way that everything works.
It really is.
Yeah, if you want to itemize and all that kind of stuff and you want to go to a tax professional for something like that, yeah, but everybody should be able to do their I mean, fuck, I've done my own taxes since I was 18.
Since I was 18 and
So-
got into the military.
Mm-hmm.
16 when they started making me claim it for the fishing boat. My
parents
parents still
did.
claim me as a dependent, but
Yeah.
I was able to file for what I had and had to actually pay out of pocket.
Yeah, but my parents did all that. Like my parents went and had theirs done because they had to itemize because of my dad's job being auto body and stuff like that and doing it on the side, the money he made on the side. So he itemized a lot, got a write off like our garage and square footage of the house, shit like that.
That's what I did with my military stuff, is put a lot of it as small business expense.
So I actually had to teach my dad how to do that. He was an automotive tech, just general repair, and a commercial fisherman and a construction worker my whole life. So he got paid under the table most of the time until I
Yeah.
hit 18, and then he got an actual job an actual job, quote unquote. The shop that he worked at, the guy got in trouble for tax fraud, so my dad was also getting in trouble.
For tax fraud.
Yeah, because when the IRS guy showed up, my dad was there working with coveralls with the business name on them. And then the guy's like, "No, he's an independent person." And the
He's
guy's
an
like,
independent
"Well,
contractor.
yeah, it's got your business name on it." And at the time, if you had your business name on your work gear, you represented that business in the eyes of the IRS.
Well, and that's the problem. Even today, people sort of misrepresent who they're or misrepresent how they're employed. Like a lot of like even Twitch.
Yeah.
Like Twitch streamers are a lot more than independent contractors. Like especially the you know, the big names.
Right.
Like the
It's-
big names, they are basically employees at the end of the day because they are making Twitch a significant amount of money.
Yeah, but you can do that as an independent contractor. You're not actually on the payroll. It keeps them from having to pay them benefits and all that kind of stuff. As an independent
Right.
contractor, they pay them a set amount, and then or a set percentage, however they word their contract, and then that saves them from first off showing as an employee, paying the taxes on them, paying all that kind of
Right.
paying Social Security on them, all that. Plus, then if they were to stop streaming for some reason or get banned, give them unemployment. I mean, I get why Amazon does it, or well, Twitch does it the way they do it. Protects them, plus saves them a shit ton of money
Right.
while making them a ton of money. And then it also, when they fuck up and do stuff, like show their badge while they're on the floor playing with their dog, it keeps their
business interests
Their-
safe.
it keeps their liability low.
Oh,
So what is this vampire character?
I don't know. I found it on the internet and thought it looked cool.
No.
And I found it months ago, and I printed it months ago, and I'm just now getting to working on it.
So it's well cured.
Yeah. We've also got
Better
this
make sure.
this sweet dryad here that we gotta paint up eventually.
Oh, that kind of looks like a pain in the ass.
Kind of does. That's kind of why I'm saving it for last.
You gotta go like brown on the antlers, and then you gotta do a hair color, like red hair. I think red hair, but the brown antlers would look good.
So I was thinking like this yellowy blonde.
Yeah.
Like,
You could go look at Magic the Gathering has some dryad and their elves,
Yeah.
stuff like that. They have some cool color schemes.
yeah. Like, and I think I'm gonna have to like actually sit down and figure out a real hair color. Like the yellow will just be the base coat. That's a lot of what I'm doing today is just base coating this stuff.
Right.
And then I'll come back through and dry brush it and make it look actually good. But as it sits, like, it's not looking bad.
No.
So did you guys see the commercial for the trailer for GTA 6?
I have not yet.
Huh.
It actually looks really good. It's in Florida.
What part of Florida though?
I believe it's Vice City, Miami, I think.
Oh, that's down in the blue part of Florida. I'm up in the red armpit of Florida.
So you're
I still want to
right next to Georgia and Alabama.
Alabama. Yeah. I'm 45 minutes from the border of Alabama. I'm by Pensacola.
At least you're not right next to California.
No.
No
I'm
comment.
literally 20 minutes away.
I'm like 4 hours away, but they're
So you're
all
going to
moving
be the first
here.
line of defense.
Oh, I'm just.
The people.
It's Oregon,
Republic of
brother.
California.
There's no defense coming from here.
That's fair. You guys legalized all recreational drugs. They're like, you want to do heroin? Yeah, go ahead.
Honestly, that's not as bad as it sounds. I point to Portugal in that one.
Well, and the Netherlands have done it, and a few other places. The problem is it takes 10 to 15 years for it to actually bear fruit for
Yup.
what it is. And the first 8 years are the roughest, and they only did it a couple years ago. So
Yeah, that's the problem is the sooner you pass it, the sooner you can get over the hump, if you will.
like
I
the
just- I
biggest
don't-
bonus.
Well, look, what's the? Is there a limit to what recreational drug? There's no limit, right? Like you could do heroin.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So
Right.
so the
There's a
thing
limit
is
to how much you can have.
right.
Mm.
So
And it's-
the thing is with things like that, when it comes down to the law and a lot of the studies that have been done, it's rough for the first 5 years because everybody's like, oh, this isn't taboo anymore, so I'm gonna go snort a line of heroin. And then the drug overdose and rates like that go up dramatically for the first at least couple of years.
Narcan's loving it.
Oh, for sure. but then after that, it tapers back off to lower
Once the new
usage
wears off.
rates. Yeah, it tapers off to like lower usage rates than it was before it was legalized.
Yeah.
And
Well,
we're talking
you
like
still have
solidly
employers that are
lower.
saying like, "Hey, we're still drug testing." Like,
Right.
it's
As-
legal here,
as
but
they
not if
should.
you want to work here.
Well,
As they should.
right, and it's been the same with any state that's legalized recreational cannabis. It can be
Yeah.
legalized. There's like most of the jobs in the town that I grew up in. If you showed up and you had drank the night before and you had any alcohol in your system, you were gone.
Yeah.
Right there, boom, done.
Well, yeah, and then like for my mom's job, like they do not look kindly upon, even though it's legal, recreational cannabis use. Like
Right.
they have a zero tolerance.
Yeah, and I mean that's the employer's right? I mean, that's,
Right. Well, and it's because she works with medical information that
right.
and rightfully so. Like I wouldn't want somebody handling my medical records that was
Possibly high. Yeah. Even if they don't do it, well, I mean, see, that's the catch, right? Like I could work with your medical records, get drunk afterwards, wake up, be okay,
right.
but
Mm,
you can get high
studies
after.
have shown that that's not actually a thing, right?
What?
Where cannabis actually kills more brain cells than drinking alcohol.
Oh no, I wasn't going to go with the brain cell thing. I was going to go with if I can drink, get up, and be fine. But and like no, I'm not going to test for anything. But-
And in some people, you've got the cannabinoids in
Weed
your
stays
system
in the system. Well, but what I'm saying is you can get high after work and then be absolutely fine to work the next day, but you're still going to test for the, depending on your body fat and how well you metabolize it, 30 days.
Well, and actually, for alcohol, that's the same way. If you have a high enough body mass index, it can take up to 24 hours for alcohol to come out of your system.
right.
Yeah, but my blood alcohol level is not going to be like if they
So,
blood
like,
alcoholed me, like
where
a
my-
blood test maybe, but
where my grandpa worked at, one of the dudes popped on a UA for 0.001 and had to do treatment. The man was a severe alcoholic. Don't get me wrong. He needed the treatment. And like, he's a really good dude now. He wasn't before then, but like, yeah, he was going to lose his job. And where my grandpa worked at one of the last paper mills in Washington. And it was basically you worked there, or you worked at the Safeway in town, or you worked on a fishing boat or a logger. Like, everything was dangerous.
Well, and I feel
And-
like in jobs like that, like you kind of need like that wherewithal
Certain
of
tolerance.
what's going on.
I mean, I don't know how many
So-
times I went to work hungover working on aircraft.
Greater than 90% of all of the commercial fishermen and loggers in the world use way worse drugs than cannabis or alcohol. Well, they use alcohol on top of other things. Like that's why logging towns and shit like that have such bad meth issues. Fishing towns and stuff like that. It's not great.
Yeah, it's common. It's an everyday thing.
And it doesn't help that line of work, your body hurts all the time. And you're
Yup.
constantly having to stay up for long periods of time in order to do your job. like people give cannabis a bad rap, but until the 30s, like
It was
cannabis was
commonplace.
just as commonplace as everything else. Like it was more common than tobacco.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything wrong with cannabis. I think the biggest thing with cannabis is like I said, the ability to test whether they're high at the moment, because it tests in your blood, but whether they're high at the moment, other outside of eyes dilating, and then there's always ways to fight that.
Yeah, eyes dilating, bloodshot eyes, the whole
Well,
rigmarole
and
that they always go over.
even say like the mouth swabs, they're they're fairly inaccurate for anything that they're testing for, and two, they're so sensitive that you can't tell whether it was 3 weeks ago or 2 weeks ago or
Or
last
2 hours
night.
ago, yeah.
Right. They need to figure, if they could figure out a way to test like that, I think it, in my opinion, would be a lot safer for a lot more jobs to have it.
Well,
But there are a lot of dangerous jobs out there and shit that you just like filling out medical information and stuff like that. You have to be on top of your game.
yeah. Well, that's why I said, like, when everybody was talking about, oh, you need to legalize marijuana, and I was like, I don't think that the government would have a problem legalizing marijuana if they could test like they do for alcohol. If they could test the blood like they can for blood alcohol and do a breathalyzer that gives you a readout of where they're at currently, then it would be a lot easier to tell if somebody's driving high, if somebody's doing, and I mean, I know some people drive absolutely fine high. That's great, but it's still one of those things that there's liability if you are. So,
Right,
but I
and
think that's probably the biggest
Limiting
roadblock
factor.
to being federally approved.
right, and they do kind of have a way, but the mouth swabs are just, they're not where it's at, because after that mouth swab, the only way to actually tell is to go to a hospital and have a blood drawn. The only problem with cannabis is, of course, it's a level based thing. So
Yeah,
like,
and it
I wake
metabolizes
up
different.
violating a mouth swab.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you could have been high as hell the night before, but woken up, your
And-
high is gone, you're absolutely fine,
Right.
but you're still going to test as if you have a copious amount of it in your system. That's
Oh,
what
yeah.
I'm saying. You can't test for how somebody is right now. Where alcohol, I could get drunk the night before, I may wake up feeling like shit, but when I go to do a breathalyzer,
It'll read all zeros.
I'm gonna read
Oh.
0.00.
Not the new breathalyzers. Because if you feel like shit, that still means the alcohol is still in your blood system. And new breathalyzers are going to key on it. They're not going to give them a level, but it's going to give them enough probable cause to take you to have a blood test done.
Well, no, I mean, hangovers are just dehydration as a result of being drunk the night before, though.
Right.
Fuck
And
you, Thor.
because you're dehydrated, your body doesn't actually process the alcohol as fast. It hangs out in your liver.
Well, yeah, but then it's no longer in my blood system. I mean, I don't think that I've woken up feeling drunk the next day, but I mean, I have been hungover for 2 days, and there's no way that on that second day I'm still feeling like shit, that I'm still going to.
No, at that point, you're not actually hungover. You're just severely dehydrated.
Yeah.
Well, which is what a hangover is. I mean,
Also, hi, Thor.
I already told him, fuck him. Fuck you, Thor.
You already said fuck you, Thor?
Yeah. Yeah, did you read his comment?
I did. I thought it was quite funny.
Well, fuck you too, Cuff.
Don't tell me
I've
you had a
been
good
put
time.
through the process in the state of Washington, and I wasn't drunk the next day when I woke up. I was extremely hungover to the point where I couldn't pass the sobriety test.
Oh.
And did you know cops are really, really likely to pull you over in a fucking college town if you swerve whatsoever?
Well, yeah. I mean, we even where I was stationed, like there were cops that would sit outside the bar because here's the thing: they could get you with DUI or drunk in public simply because you stumbled and refused the breathalyzer.
I didn't want to be drunk in public. I wanted to be drunk in a
bar.
bar.
But they kicked me out into public.
You got me. You got the tater.
I did.
Yeah, I ended up actually having to take a cab home from the hospital on that. And I didn't actually get a DUI. But yeah, no, I blew a .09 and fucking he's like, you don't smell like alcohol, you've had a shower, you look like shit. And we ended up fucking going to the hospital, and the hospital did a blood draw, and fucking they're like, no, your alcohol level is that. And I'm like, what the fuck? And then I actually had to call a few friends that I was at the party with the night before and have them vouch for me that I was there and I slept there and that I left there that morning after, you know, all of that shit.
After quote unquote sleeping it off.
Yeah.
I mean, .09 is still legally drunk. I mean, that's
Yeah.
like over the limit.
Yeah. Well, let's put it this way. I was drinking 151 in Hennessy all night.
Ugh.
On purpose?
Yes. Yes, because, you know, only men drink alcohol like that.
That's
Stupid
not the
men,
case.
but men. The manly
I'll-
men.
I'll take my rum or my vodka or a whiskey, but 151, you're just going, you know what? I just want to get really, really fucking drunk. Like there's not this doesn't taste good. Nothing about this is good. I want to get drunk and forget what I'm doing.
Yep. 5 of us had just come off of the fishing boat.
Yeah, that's fair.
And then when I wasn't on the fishing boat, I did skyline attachment, choker attachment on the logging landing. And I only had a couple days off before I had to go back.
Nicole. Appreciate you.
Life's fun in the sticks, though. Fuck, I always had money.
Well, yeah, because all that there is to do in the sticks is fuck around and find out.
Yep. Work.
Why don't you get in here then, Thor? Son of a bitch.
Yeah,
Instead of talking shit in the chat.
you dirty whore.
Or do we need to go to your Discord so we can put in some bets?
Fuck all y'all.
You don't tempt me with a good time.
You gonna take me to Red Lobster first?
Ooh, Red Lobster side. Give me some of them biscuits.
Some of them cheddar bay biscuits.
Cheddar Bay biscuit and some coconut shrimp. They used to be. Do you remember that? They call them they're just coconut shrimp now, but it used to be Parrot Bay coconut shrimp. They used to be partnered with like Captain Morgan, so they did Captain Morgan Parrot Bay shrimp, and then the dipping sauce was Parrot Bay. God, I remember because I was such a big Captain Morgan fanboy when I was like 15, 16 when I started drinking. And I drank so much Captain Morgan, but then it got to the point where it was like, okay, on the nights where I kind of want to chill, I would just drink the Parrot Bay. Plus, it was a cool bottle. This stuff was so good. Like, you could just drink Parrot Bay. If it was cold, you could just drink that shit straight. It'd be good.
Yeah, that was about the age my older cousins got me into the old Malibu.
Ugh.
Yeah, basically same thing. It's just, like I said, I was a Captain Morgan kid, so it was like, oh, Captain Morgan makes a better tasting alcohol. Like I can enjoy it and get dirty.
Ugh.
Now it's Tito's. My wife she buys like handles of Tito's. So
So you drink plenty of Tito's?
Yeah. Well, she does. I really don't drink hardly at all anymore. I feel the best when I'm drinking, but it's boring drinking alone.
Yeah.
Motherfucker, I'm drinking every goddamn night.
Well,
Well, you're also a fucking baby, so you're allowed
also-
to.
yeah. I got kids.
I had to stop drinking when I was 22. I allegedly did something to 4 guys in a parking lot, and I don't remember it. So I just stopped.
Man, I bet your back was hurting real bad after that.
No, their faces were all fucked up. One of them had a dislocated shoulder.
22 is the peak of my drinking, I think. Probably right around. Yeah, probably right around that area.
Yeah, that's about
22 to 24.
Yeah.
For me, it was like 24 to 26 was my peak.
See, I got with my wife at 26.
Or no. No, 24 would have been the end. So like 23, 24.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I drank, so I drank a lot, like high school, a lot of drinking. So 15
God damn it.
to 18, a lot of drinking. Went in the military at 18. Did a little bit of drinking, underage in the military.
No, you didn't. Nobody ever underage drinks in the military. It's not a thing.
Yeah, I never had to pour out a handle of Captain Morgan at the gate because I said that I was DDing and they left it in my truck. But oh shit, wife stole my one.
See, 22 was the start of my man whore years because I stopped drinking, but everybody still needed a designated driver.
So what do we think?
Looks good.
We're all base coated up.
See, watching you do this is make me wanting to get back in to miniatures and models.
You should.
But I know my wife will kill me.
I mean, I know a guy that'll print them out for you cheap.
Well, see, that's the thing. Then you got to ship them to me and stuff like that. It would really make sense if I just got my own 3D printer.
I mean, that's fair. You can get them for pretty cheap these days, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but when I want a resin printer and a PLA printer, that's...
Well, you can get... Hang on.
I figure what, about $450 and I would be into a manageable setup for both? Because the Elegoo's what, $250?
So depending on which Elegoo you get, you can get it for $200. The Mars 3 Pro is $200. Which, more than enough. And then you can always get an Ender 3 for $100.
Oh, they're down to that cheap now, huh?
Yeah.
Last I looked at them, they were about $180.
Yeah. No, Micro Center has a deal all the time for $100 Ender 3s. So for $400 you could be well into the hobby.
It's the paint that's actually going to end up getting me in the end.
It is. That is 100% where a lot of the cost is.
Paint and paintbrushes.
Like this set of markers that I'm using, I want to say was like $60.
I was going to say what, $50-$60?
This set of markers was like 30. this set of markers was 40.
I remember when I was doing car models
This
and I got
set-
my airbrush set up, and the airbrush was $100, and then
Oh,
fucking,
airbrushes have come down a lot. This
the
is
paint
my
where it
airbrush
was
setup.
funny 'cause it was like $40 for the colors that I wanted for the actual manufacturer colors.
Yeah, this is my airbrush setup.
Oh yeah, yeah. That looks small and convenient.
It is. I just got the new battery and the hose. This is my old airbrush setup with the new airbrush itself on it.
Oh, even that looks small and convenient.
It is, but it doesn't throw paint very well. So I got a newer compressor, basically, and a hose because it sucks trying to paint like this. Like the bottom is just a little too big.
Oh yeah.
That's what she said.
Mine the tube came in through the top for the air.
Yeah.
So everything on the bottom of your hand was smooth, and then it had the big compressor that side off to the side with the stupid little nylon hose that curled up.
Yeah. But yeah, this is my new airbrush setup, Cody. I don't know if you got to see it.
See,
But
I
it's-
like that.
You know. And then I got
Is it a top button?
so it's a
button.
normal push and pull system. The 2-stage.
Oh, okay.
But then it's got fuck you. It's got this button to turn on the compressor. And it's got replaceable batteries.
Oh, nice.
So
That's sweet.
and I've got me a little RC
Hey.
paint box.
Speaking of which, I redeemed a 3D printed object.
You got your dick ducks. Actually, you paid for your dick ducks. What 3D printed
Yeah,
object do you
wait.
want?
I don't know.
I also owe Thor one. You want a set of dice?
Yes.
I know you do, Thor.
Oh, let me get back to you. I don't know what
Okay.
I want.
I'm also still a little bit mad
I'll
about
look for
those
something small.
old molds, Thor. It never became a thing.
Oh well, I was gonna ask. So instead of the whatever we were gonna put inside or whatever,
Uh-huh.
can I just have the 1 say "fuck me" and the 20 say "fuck you"?
Yeah, I'm sure I can make that happen. That wouldn't be too hard.
You fucka me, I fucka you.
I just want to be able to roll a die and somebody asks, "What did I get?" And be like, fuck me," or
Ah,
fuck you."
That would be amazing. Also, I feel like for the base coat, this came out really nice. Also,
Yeah.
I feel like this camera kind of looks like shit, but
Why do you say that? It looks okay.
because on my preview, it looks grainy as hell.
Well, you know,
It's not really grainy on the stream itself.
Let me take a look.
It's not as high def as your face.
Well, yeah, because my face is the more beautiful thing here, obviously.
I was gonna say, if your face cam wasn't so nice, I don't think you'd really notice the difference.
You know what? I think I know the problem. I think I can fix this.
Hey, speaking of fixing things,
What's up?
what We need you to take a look at Thor's Discord.
Okay.
We need help unfucking some things and making it a destination Discord, you know?
Yeah.
Trying to grow his brand
Okay.
for short people. No, we just
Yeah.
having another Discord to hang out in. And,
Yeah.
his when people join it, they have like to go to the welcome and click shit, and then they got to go to the rules and click shit, and it's pinned up top, and they're just a bunch of
Yeah. We can make that happen.
and you streamline it.
There we go. That looks a little bit better. Like it's still not great, but it looks better. Turn off that fucking autofocus. Let me take a look. All right, meow.
You don't have that little. You don't have a number key thing, and then where's like your home and insert and delete, page up, page down buttons at for that
So
keyboard?
on this keyboard, this is a 65%, so it doesn't have any of that. You have to hit a function button, and then you get home and print screen, page up, page down, pause, your arrow keys or IJKL. Insert is the Y key, delete is the backspace. I've got media controls here.
No, I like my big Cadillac. Mine's got all the buttons laid out.
Well, so what I like about this one is I can remove switches at any time and replace them. So say like my Y key for whatever reason goes out, just the switch itself. Right. I can literally go in, pull that switch and put a new switch in.
I wonder if I can do that on this
one. What kind of keyboard is it?
It's the Corsair Strafe RGB mechanical gaming keyboard. And it's got the MX Cherry keys.
Yeah. It does not appear that you can.
I mean, I've had this keyboard for I think
forever. Yeah.
What is it, like $250, $275, something like that's what I paid for it, and it's I've had it for 6 years, 5 years, something like that.
My keyboard's always meeting unfortunate into a soda before then.
I've been really lucky with this one. That has been the problem with a couple other keyboards.
Hello?
Hey, Ash. How's it going?
Good. Did you see my new toy?
No. That sounds kinky, though.
I sent you a picture. Here, I'll turn on the camera. Are you looking?
Hang on. Let me figure out where I'm at in life. Okay, I'm looking now.
Okay.
Look at you, Miss Fancy Pants.
Oh my god.
You just got it all.
I'm obsessed with
Must
it.
be fucking nice.
It's all right. Fucking flashlight's bright as fuck though.
Well, yeah, that's the whole point. So it looks like they it looks like the key switches are all soldered onto Corsair keyboards. So if you're not afraid of a soldering iron, then you can make it happen.
I'm not afraid of a soldering iron. I have a decent one, but
Just don't put it
Same.
near your butt again.
I would probably junk it and just buy a new one,
Yeah.
if I'm honest.
After 6 years, I think you've got your money's worth out of it.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, for sure.
I honestly would probably go back with this. The only thing I hate about it is the fact that it uses the Corsair IQ shit.
Yeah.
And that software sucks.
Well, so there is no good keyboard software out there. I have run the gambit on
Well,
keyboards, and I can say with certainty.
In my
it's just a
opinion,
lighting one. If I just had one that was a solid light, like it didn't have to have software,
Yeah.
like there's nothing wrong. Like as far as like I don't do anything software where I'm like macroing anything.
Right.
I just mean, so mine has the, it's the RGB, so it does all the
Yeah.
color shifts and all that shit. There are times with the IQ where it just stops recognizing my keyboard, and then I have no backlighting.
Yeah, that's fucking weird.
That's
Like
just,
if
it's just a
I
pain in
hit
the ass.
function,
The IQ system sucks.
mine goes pretty. Hello,
Yeah, mine
motherfucker.
is
I will.
always-
And then it goes back to
Oh,
blue.
yeah.
But yeah. I've
yeah,
also
mine's
looked
just constantly doing a rainbow back and forth.
So I've also looked at getting a replacement for this. Not because I need one, but because I want one. Because I like things. And they
You do like your
have
things.
I do like my things. And they have basically like a keyboard what's the word? Like a bare bones keyboard that you can put whatever switches you want into it.
Oh, it's Subi. I thought I saw that Neanderthal used hello.
I
I
did
didn't
too.
see- Hi, Subi.
Hi, Subi. Will was the one that used it. Oh, shit. It's because my chat isn't fucking working. I'm sorry. My chat isn't working.
No,
The
Subi,
last-
he saw you. He messaged me. And
Literally-
he was like, "I'm
Hey,
saying
hang
hi to
on.
her."
Hang on. Literally, the last message I have right now. I want to make a point here. The last message I have right now. There it goes. See. I want you to see the chat just popped up on screen.
Cat pause due to scroll.
Actually, that's 100% what it was. I just looked and realized I'm the piece of shit here. But we're
Goddamn noob streamer.
fucking noob streamer. Yeah, apparently I scrolled on it. Oh, I'm sorry, Subi. But how are you doing? I missed you too. I hope you're having a wonderful time. So what are we making here today? Well, so today we're painting this guy right here. And we got the base coat done on him. We're also painting this eventually. But right now we're taking a break. We're bullshitting.
Actually, me and Thor are gonna bounce to his Discord for a few.
Okay.
I'll be back, but we
Yeah,
got
yeah,
to do our prize picks.
Do
I
the
didn't wanna,
prize
like-
picks and the yeah.
Because today's Protected Friday, so we can do a $20 bet, and if we lose, we get our $20 back. So
Right. So today's the day to do it.
yeah. So we always do a Flex Friday bet, and then usually Taco Tuesday,
Yeah.
you get a discounted person. And then it is legal to gamble in Florida now.
Hell
through
yeah.
the Hard Rock bet thing. So I am also able to take some
Hell
bets there.
yeah.
I won like $260 this last Sunday on
Nice.
football on a $5 bet. So all right, well we shall return.
All right. Good luck. Godspeed.
Yep, see
Thank
you in
you.
a bit.
Yeah. I'll be here. Maybe.
Oh, I got
Okay,
your
love you,
Bulldogs call.
bye.
Okay, love you. Bye.
Yeah, same.
Ash, what are you doing? Besides ignoring me.
What did you say? I
What are
took
you
my
doing,
headphones
Mom?
off. I went to go make my lunch.
I said, what
And
are
then
you
I
doing
heard
besides
Ash.
ignoring me?
Oh. Ignoring
That
you.
and,
That
and
sounded
you,
like when I answered one of my kids. What'd you say?
oh, that was perfect timing.
What?
It was perfect timing.
Oh no, sorry, Justin.
Oh,
Justin.
hi Justin.
Cup says hi, Justin. Yeller.
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 Oh,
$110 save. Not bad.
That is a really good looking vampire.
it really is. Like, and this is just like the kind of base coat to make it look, you know, reasonably decent. You know, I haven't even got a chance to hit it with the dry brushing and all that yet. Are those paint markers? Yes, they are, Will. Paint markers are the way to go. That seems like cheating. It 100% is, and I'm not afraid to admit it. Like for base coats, they do amazing. Even for like finish coats. Hang on, let me grab one that I finished. After I go away, Will. Don't tell him to go away. So I did this one here, all with paint marker, and I can, you know, we even did her little fingernails. I mean, it's not gonna focus, but it's there. But yeah, it 100% a cheat code. You know what? We'll stick this one right here. We'll slide our keyboard up and out of the way a little bit. We'll just start posing them. So they're mostly in frame. But I have a decent collection of paint markers. So I've got this bucket here, which actually I need this one out of. And then I've got this box here, which has all the extras. So I've never used these before. Where have I been? I have been in my bed in a depressive state. But that's okay.
'Tis the season.
But I beat Super Mario RPG.
Oh, so you were grinding Mario.
That too, yeah. Okay, why
So how
does
many
this...
times did you slap yourself in the face with your Switch?
Surprisingly not many. Why does this... Okay, these are not... These are rough. I don't know. I'm glad I... These look like shit. I'm glad I like took a look at these before. Like these are ugh. Like these are highlighters. These aren't even.
I was gonna say they kind of look like highlighters, bro.
They definitely work like highlighters, and now I got to go through all my flipped over markers to find roughly skin tone. I'm glad you're here. There we go. There's the one we want. But yeah, was just a little bout of depression, because in reality what really happened was I fucked up and didn't take my meds for like a week because I got sick and had COVID. And it fucked up my whole world. It was a bad time.
Hey, you're supposed to take your meds.
Thanks, Mom.
You know, we're getting to the age where it's okay for us to have the little thing for our days.
$90.
You mean this thing?
Yes, yes. Is that one of the ones that you can hook to your phone too?
No.
They got those now. See, I normally just go for the one that tells me the last time I opened the bottle, the replacement caps.
That's fair.
But then you got to actually look at the bottle.
Right.
I got called an ogre last night.
Why?
No. Fucking people are mean. I don't think I look like an ogre, but I guess he does. And then it was, oh, I wasn't being mean. I was calling her Princess Fiona. I'm like, that's not a compliment, you dipshit.
That's still calling somebody an ogre, like
Fucking rude, right?
fucking rude. Also, this smells really like alcohol, like rubbing alcohol. So I'm gonna keep it a little further away. I forgot that these are alcohol paint pens. So we got to keep them a little further away, which is good for y'all.
Well, if you keep them further away, you're not supposed to lean into them.
I'm really not though. Like I hate to say it. Hang on. Let me see if I can turn this camera up and not see, like I'm reasonably far away. That's my sim racing rig. Yeah, I'm also kind of blind, so like I gotta throw the distance from which I can see to the distance to which.
See, I cheat. I'd get one of the big giant magnifying glasses with a light on it.
So I don't like those.
Really?
I hate them. Like, I honestly hate them.
I can't look through something and use my hand. Like, I can't do that.
Same. Like, I struggle.
Okay.
Okay.
Like, even soldering, like helping hands, kind of piss me off. I would rather burn my fingertips than use helping hands. If that gives you any indication of how annoyed that kind of stuff makes me.
I guess I understand.
I mean, you don't, but that's okay.
I don't, but it's okay. I'm trying to work it out right now.
Okay. Like,
Which
so
I kind of understand, because I've ran into a lot of guys working in the trade area that I was, that it's the same thing. They'd rather burn their hands than use helping hands to hold the stupid little tiny wire together to resolder it.
Well, and I mean, if I absolutely have to, I can use them. But it's just I feel like I don't have enough control over the situation. And
Right.
I think that's honestly what it is I don't have enough control. I'm also left-handed, which puts me at another disadvantage.
Well, I feel you there.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Glad you picked up on that, Will.
All right. Well, I'm eating my lunch. Go back to work, but I just want to come in and say hi.
Okay, love you, bye.
Don't have too much
Love you,
fun.
bye.
But yeah.
I'm also left-handed, so I feel you on that one.
Yeah, it's kind of a blessing and kind of a curse.
Yeah, and I'm weird left-handed. So I do any fine dexterous thing with my left hand, but like throwing balls and stuff like that, I use my
I am
right.
the exact
right
same
hand.
way. I am the exact same way.
And my friends hate it because I'm actually ambidextrous when it comes to shooting. I really don't have that bad of a dominant eye, and I can just
Same.
pick up and lay down either side.
Well, and not only that, but I can also write both hands with both hands.
So I can write with both hands, but the writing coming out of the right hand is not
So
like it's legible, but not really.
so hang on. I've got a Sharpie here. So left-handed. Right-handed. And nobody can see that. So the top is left-handed, the bottom is right-handed. Like it's not
Okay,
great.
yeah.
It's not great, but it's there.
Yeah, it's legible-ish. You get your point across with your right hand.
Exactly. But that's because I broke my arm in 3rd grade, and I got about a week off of writing, and then the teacher was like, "Yeah, that's enough of that. You're going back to writing. Sucks to suck. You better learn to write with your right hand."
Yeah, I broke my hand in the 5th grade. So it was kind of the same. I don't know how I didn't break my right hand at the same time, but I didn't actually break any of it.
Nice.
Yeah.
My 3rd grade, I was in 3rd grade, and my 3rd grade teacher was super nice. Like, she put up with a lot of shit she shouldn't have had to be honest. Like, we'll put it this way. We worked out an agreement where I only had to write my spelling words once a week, as long as I kept getting over an 80 on my spelling test. And guess who only had to write their spelling words once a week for the rest of the year? This guy.
Nice. I had a teacher that went to high school with my parents and my uncles and didn't like them and decided he was not going to be very nice to me.
That was
He
my
was
4th grade
5'5".
teacher.
And at that age, I was already 6 foot and 275 pounds. And my old man started teaching me how to box and fight and stuff like that when I was 4.
Will says they're the same writing. I mean, they basically are. Oh. Shit, I still need that. I don't know why I put it away.
See, I had to work on my penmanship because my brother's handwriting it's not good.
It's what
And-
one would call atrocious.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. Like my brother couldn't steal my homework and try and pass it off as his. And my parents knew who's signing, if
Whose
someone
writing was
accidentally
whose?
signed their name, they knew whose handwriting it was. Because my signature looked almost just like their signature. But my brother's didn't.
Yeah. I'm sure you got if you're gonna forge it, at least let me know. So that way I'm not
Oh no,
fucking
I
surprised.
got my ass kicked for a couple of
Oh,
days.
of course. But I mean after
And
the
don't
fact.
forge my signature any longer because it looks real and that's not good.
I remember why
They
I
didn't
hate
even-
this print now.
They didn't even say anything to the school. They were just like, "Oh, okay." We got out to the car. They're like, "You've missed how much school?"
And you're like,
Fuck. Well,
well, about
And then
that.
they really couldn't say anything because they left me alone by myself.
Right.
So they're like, "You need to go to school more often." Okay.
Okay. I'll start going again. I'm sorry. But yeah.
Well, the stupid thing is I was skipping school in the library reading textbooks and shit like that.
I mean, that's the bad thing about school is if you show yourself as being ahead of the curve, they'll throw out a test that is, they'll basically give you an IQ test, and if you don't score where they think you should score, you're just shit out of luck.
Yeah.
You know, and with things like that, it's either you're in or you're out. You're in the cool kids club or you're not.
Right. Right. So, and I kind of ended up like that on my standardized test. I scored like damn near perfect scores on all subject but writing. And then writing, I scored so low that it fucked all of my other scores.
Oh yeah. Like my handwriting as a kid was atrocious.
See, I can't spell at all. Like now that I'm damn near 40 years old and have had lots of practice with autocorrect, I'm better. But
Right.
yeah,
Oh, there's
like the differences between there, and there. Like my brain never figures out how to use them correctly. But that's also because I think I don't really give a fuck.
yeah. I usually just don't give a shit. Like I know how to use the appropriate there, and your, but sometimes I just fucking go for it and I send it, and you know, if somebody corrects me, I'm like, okay, asshole.
Yeah. Like that's nice.
That's cool. Now ask me if I give a shit. Is my okay? It's not.
Saying my teachers didn't like it because I like to read, and late 90s, early 2000s, a lot of information that was coming out, come to find out, a lot of things were changing from what was in the textbooks from,
Yeah.
the early 90s. and they don't like being corrected.
Of course.
And then when they try and defend themselves and use scientific, data that has been collected and stuff like that, they're like, "Oh, it's not true. Get out of my class."
Yeah.
It wasn't until I was 35 until I realized, well, yeah, I was making them look stupid. Then the asshole in me was like, well, they kind of were stupid.
That's what they get for being stupid. Well, and I think another big problem is a lot of teachers are underpaid and overworked, and because of that, they develop one lesson plan that they basically use for the rest of their fucking lives.
Right.
Right.
Very true.
I hate to say it, but writing lesson plans is a pain in the dick hole. Because not only do you have to write the lesson plan, then you have to get the said lesson plan approved. And then once it's approved, like, you can get away with using the same one over and over and over because it's already been approved once. Even if information is rapidly changing and evolving, getting that new information to the students is next to impossible.
Yeah, I feel really bad for teachers nowadays because it's like the level of things that are changing.
Oh yeah.
Is fucking crazy.
Oh yeah. And they're just rapidly changing too.
Yeah. Like boom, 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 just all the time. Like, oh, this is the most powerful thing that we've ever developed. 2 days later, well, shit. Well, this is the new one.
Well, we made a new one last night, and it's 20% more powerful than the last one. So,
right.
And it's like, especially when I was going through school, when Moore's Law was in full effect. Where every year technology was doubling in speed and halving in size.
Oh yeah.
Oh
man. I mean, yeah. Yeah, that was literally me growing up.
Yeah.
Watching computers go from
the Pentium 4.
Yeah. What was it? 256 megabytes of RAM
was big.
Yeah. Oh man, you got 516? Holy shit. Man, you got the balling computer.
Yeah.
Oh, you got an ATI graphics card that has its own wall plug?
Yeah. Oh, your PC is liquid cooled? What?
You got a cell phone? Oh, your cell phone sends text messages?
You got a Motorola Razr?
Oh, man.
I remember when having a Razr was baller as fuck.
That was my first real cell phone, bro. And it was balling.
My first cell phone was a knockoff Razr.
Okay.
It was the Motorola, like, WT20 something. Like 2020 or 2060. I don't remember off the top of my head completely. But it was a knockoff Razr. Like, and instead of the steel clamshell, it was a plastic clamshell. And it was a little bit thicker.
Oh, I think I remember the phone that you're talking about. It was just a little bit bigger overall.
Yup.
Yeah. I think my dad had one of those. He was the one that got me into the flip phones. My mom had the
old Nokia brick.
Nokia. Yeah.
Those Nokia bricks, though, were fucking fantastic for their time.
Yeah, I dropped mine in 500 feet of water. It was gone.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see that being a thing.
And then I got yelled at because I was told not to have it on the boat when we were fishing.
I mean, then you deserve to get yelled at.
Oh yeah, no, I'm totally 100% deserve to be yelled at. Fuck, that was like a $200 phone.
Yeah.
And then I bought, it was like $400 for that damn razor when I bought it.
Oh yeah. And that was fucking expensive back in the day.
Yeah. That's like buying the $1,200 iPhone now.
Yeah.
Because I got the model, it had the nicer camera,
Yep.
and it wasn't the it was a special edition silver color that had a little bit of a blue to it.
Yeah, I remember those. There was the silver blue, and then there was also the red one that people loved.
Yeah, I've actually never seen a red one in the wild. Like, I've only seen pictures of them.
So basically everyone in my school had a red one. Not literally everyone, but all the rich kids had a red one.
Yeah, all the rich kids where I was at had just the plain silver one. And I wanted to be special, so I got that one. Because their mommy and daddies bought theirs for them, and they're like, "Oh, your dad got you that?" I'm like, "No, I bought this, bro."
No, I paid for this, bro. Like blood, sweat, and tears, man.
Yep. They also used to make fun of the old Ford pickup truck I drove.
While they were on their
fucking,
while they were on their third fucking car that mommy and daddy bought.
Yep. What was it at the time? Hondas, Acura Integras. A couple of my buddies had the current, like the '99 Celica with the all-wheel drive.
Yeah. So a lot of my school was pickup trucks. Because I grew up in farm country.
We had a lot of the smaller SUVs like the Samurais and the Jeeps and stuff like that were pretty popular among the guys there, because we had a lot of mud, lots of trees.
Right.
It always was raining. Like, I watched one Jeep change hands like 5 times because they figured out that even though it was brand new, the soft top was going to leak in as much rain as we got.
Yeah.
And I had a 73 Ford F100.
So you had a nice ass pickup is what I'm hearing. I mean,
bought it for $500. They used it to pull boats in and out of the water at the marina. It had a 429 and a C6 in it and a posi rear end.
So yeah, you had a nice ass pickup.
Well,
relatively
nice. Really nice. You opened the doors and it was really nice, but like the doors, the entire outside was just rusted. You could look through the outside bed panel, through the inside bed panel, through the bed, and inspect your U-joints from multiple different angles. And they made fun of me about it. Well, what they didn't know is at one point I'd put an 8-pack on it, and at another point I just said screw it and built the lower end and put a supercharger on it. So, back in the early 2000s, it wasn't as common as it was now to have 1,000 horsepower.
Yeah. you were getting and moving and
yeah. And then they realized after a while that I put a tonneau cover on the bed of my truck, right? And cut the bed out so I could put slicks on it. The one guy that always made fun of me finally caught a fucking glimpse of how wide my tires were while he was following behind me out to the racing spot, and he's like, are you running 14-inch wide tires? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's looking at him. He's like, why are they so smooth? I'm like, I'm not sure. They might be bald. I'd make the Thompsons. Tater slicks.
I don't know.
He did his little one tire burnout, and I'm like, okay, no, wiggle your wheel back and forth. It'll start to heat up both tires. And he does it. And he's like, hey, that shit ain't ever gonna do a burnout. Looking at my truck, I fired my truck up and I fucking hit the switch for the dump pipes and got up onto the 2-step and fucking let off of it and started smoking both tires. The look on his face is fucking priceless. And that's when he started hearing.
Heard your Worley boy.
Yeah. Well, I'm backing up straight through my tire lines like I, been trained to do. And like he's like, your tires are melting to the pavement. I'm like, I know, it's okay.
It's fine. That's what they meant to do.
Is it supposed to be pulling rocks off the ground like that? It's all right. It's all right.
It's fine. Don't worry.
We came back the next day and looked at my burnout marks. I'd actually melted the asphalt some.
Well, yeah.
So I also had a trans brake. Because,
Nice.
my old man and cousins and everybody were drag racers. So we got up and I loaded up onto the fucking trans brake and fucking let off. And my truck had pulled the front pizza cutters off the ground about 3 inches.
Oh yeah.
And it left like that. And he's like, you're fucking you were sandbagging me, weren't you? I'm like, shouldn't be talking like that unless you know what you're fucking with, right? He's like, you got a fair point. Because I didn't have a short bed either. Mine was the long bed.
Right.
So it was grabber orange, pumpkin orange. What? I was like 15. We actually tore the entire truck down, and I did a semi frame off restoration to it and replaced all of the body panels with fiberglass and everything. It was really nice after that, but I should never have done that.
Yeah.
Should never have gotten rid of the thing, but fuck, that was 21 years ago.
Back in the day.
Back in the day.
Back when we had to walk to school uphill both ways in the snow in July.
I lived with my grandma. I was like 2 blocks from the high school, bro. I went home at lunch to eat.
Oh, I'm trying to talk the same shit my dad would talk all the fucking time.
Oh, see, I had to do what my dad did. And it did suck. But it was riding Metro for fucking 25 minutes from our house in South Seattle to North Seattle to the school that I went to, because the school we lived next to didn't have any space in it for us.
Right.
So it was 3 different buses. Bro, I had to get up at like fucking 5 o'clock in the morning to go to school.
So I had to get up at 6 o'clock.
So yeah, that's when we had to be out of the house.
Yeah, our bus came at 7. But I had to walk half a mile to get to the bus. Because
So, yeah. What was it? We had to walk 3 blocks down, hop on the Metro that sent us north.
yeah,
Like, we didn't ride the school bus, we rode public transportation
yeah.
when we were living in Seattle.
Well, I'd imagine at that distance, the school bus wouldn't even come out that far, because it's 2 different districts kind of situation.
So they were technically the same district because
Okay.
King County and Seattle are just one big district. Because
Okay.
most of the people live on the outsides of the county, and most of the jobs are on the center of the county. So a lot of the
Right.
schools kind of ring the center of Seattle. Like when my
Okay.
sister ended up going to high school, she actually went to a different high school than we did.
Oh. I'm giving this a chance to dry a little bit.
Gotta give her a little chance to dry.
Yeah, before I go back in
Okay.
with the paint marker, because with the pink, because it's looking like the pink's a little thin.
Pink normally does take a couple of layers to
Yeah.
get to, especially a lighter pink, like a flesh tone.
Yep. Like on camera, it doesn't look bad.
No, but look a little pinker
Yeah.
in that camera than you do your other cameras. So
Yeah. I think I'll eventually invest in another one of these cameras.
yeah, I mean, it's a good investment, especially considering what kind of webcam is that you're using?
This is this webcam is a C920.
Okay. So basically any step up from there really is actually a fairly large investment in money for
Exactly.
webcams.
Exactly.
So you might as well just go with a professional camera at that point, because
Mhm.
just like a computer, multiple uses.
Yep. It did great for us in Vegas too.
So, and that's kind of where I'm at, because I have my Logitech webcam and I have the C20 Pro, or not, or yeah, I have a Logitech C20 Pro, and then I have an Elgato face cam.
Right.
I want to get a newer camera, but I'm also thinking it'd be time to invest in a mirrorless or something that's an actual camera.
Right. Well, so as far as my face cam, that's a Canon EOS M50 Mark II,
Okay.
and it was
And that's a DSLR, right?
it is a DSLR. And it's got the clean HDMI output, as you can see.
Yeah.
And I want to say it's reasonably priced. I want to say it was one of the better priced DSLR cameras. As I stab myself in the hand. Those horns are fucking sharp.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Yep. Horns are sharp.
So yeah, that's not.
So what is it? The Sony A50 or A500 or something like that is
Yep.
what most people are using right now?
A500 Alpha 7 or some shit like that. It's got a really long ass name.
Yeah.
So for this kit is $635 on Amazon right now.
That's not bad.
No.
Oh, I can't spend any money on that right now. I just
Oh, I know.
upgraded my mic and shit.
But yeah. Here, let's put it up in the real camera.
Oh yeah, it is really light, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Really light.
Like the gray is still peeking through a little bit, and I'm not really a fan, but that's okay. We can always add more. But we got to be careful because once the alcohol in the paint marker re-wets the paint, it becomes it'll start to rub it
Malleable.
off. Yeah.
The more I watched the day before, the more I'm glad I didn't buy it yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just I don't it I want to play it. Looks like a good game.
Right.
But I'm hoping that they get a bunch of the little tiny shit that aggravates me fixed.
I mean, that's what we all hope with gaming in general. But I totally agree.
I ended up buying a new ship in Star Citizen.
What'd you get?
It's called a Crusader C1.
Okay.
It's you've played Mass Effect, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a small version of the Normandy.
Hell yeah.
Really small version of the Normandy, but it's cool. I'm hoping they add a bigger version of it in the game and basically build us a Normandy.
I imagine at some point they will. Okay, this yellow is going on really well. Like as a hair color?
Yeah, that yellow is going on pretty well. Oh, just let me download Arena. Let me play it. I just want to play it.
I know they updated the launcher,
Yeah.
but how did they update the launcher? Because I haven't had a chance to look.
So now there's EFT. On the left-hand side, they added basically a selector box.
Okay.
And then EFT's on top, and then Arena.
And I'm guessing Arena's grayed out and has like a coming soon kind of vibe to it.
So when you click on it, it shows you the Arena main page, and yeah, it says waiting for start of testing. The button says soon on it, and it says Game Edition, the Rizia Edition, because of course I have EOD.
Right.
So in Star Citizen,
Mm-hmm.
for the salvage, the biggest ship in the game is the Reclaimer, right? And it's got a
Mm-hmm.
big claw on the front of it. In the
Yeah.
PTU right now, they got the claw working. So you can grab
Hell
and hold
yeah.
on to a ship and then munch it up.
Hell yeah. But the question is, will they keep it working by the time it makes it to the PU?
So when they just added the C1 to the PU, and my tractor beam works. Like
Okay.
everything that they were doing in the PTU transferred over in the last update. So hopefully in this one it does too.
Okay. We're moving in the right direction.
Yeah. Well, and the game runs tremendously better than it, like,
And
with
even when I was
3.21.
playing.
Yeah. Like when you guys were playing, that's the roughest state that it's been in for a while.
Well, I played
Like
a little
now
bit of 320.
um and that's when it started to clear up a little bit, but with 321 and the IAE update when they were doing the expo,
Right.
like it was good. And even with all of the people and all of the ships, it still wasn't horrible when you were down at the expo. Now, towards the end of it, it was starting to get pretty bad.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think last weekend they were running Seas of Orison and stuff like that after the free fly was over. And it was doing pretty good.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm waiting for him to add some more new stuff because, of course, I have enough money and everything to just not
Go
worry
hog
about
wild.
it. Right.
All right.
You ever played a survival game called Deadside?
I have heard about it, and I feel like I've seen people play it, but I have not played it myself. No.
It's pretty good. I would 100% recommend. Well, I used to. I'm downloading it now. I'm gonna play a little bit and see if that's still the case.
See if it's held up to the test of time.
Yeah. Because it was, in my opinion, like it was a better version of DayZ,
Okay.
and I think like I don't know. Realistically, the more I think about it, it's pretty much just a DayZ clone with a little bit of Tarkov element thrown in there.
Okay.
Update 0.9.0. They added deer.
Good old Durr.
Yeah, paint pens are the way to go, aren't they?
They really are. And then you come back in with like your dry brushing and stuff after.
Yeah, because you're doing that in the amount of time it would have taken me just to tape everything off to try and airbrush it.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, I'm looking at the vampire now, and it looks like he's curing up.
He's
Pretty
dry.
quick.
He's dry. I could dry brush him right now.
Oh, okay.
Like I could come through and dry brush him right now and not think twice about it.
So that's how you guys play in Boulder's Gate.
Yeah, me and Cab played for like 20 minutes and then kind of dipped out for assorted tasks. I think I had dinner and he had. Why are you trying to play? I mean, I can't right now.
Always.
I'm about to
I
end,
understand.
but I mean, if you're trying to get down later, because Mama Cuff did just remind me that when I checked my phone, she actually reminded me 45 minutes ago that I told her I wanted to go out to the base today. So, because I need to get a replacement ID.
My buddy Red likes to play too, so fucking yeah, I'm down.
I'm also down.
You're only 20 minutes and they just they just added a bunch of more dialogue and stuff too. So
Yeah. I saw that Larian was basically like, yeah, you should probably uninstall and reinstall the game at this point.
Yeah.
Especially with patch 5 that they just dropped.
Well, and last night it dropped on Xbox, so I think there's another patch coming.
Well, so that's the thing with console is they have to get the patch approved by Microsoft and Sony.
Mm-hmm.
So it takes a little bit longer. Or they drop all at the same time. Yeah. Microsoft's a little bit more lenient about it, but yeah.
Yeah, no, I love that game. They need to make D&D tools that is just kind of this game.
They have.
You can go in and kind of set it to do kind of how you want it to.
So, a fun fact. They're actually releasing a tool that is very, very Baldur's Gate-ish. And I will send you a link after it, but it's called the Amsel Suite.
Yeah, I've been hearing a little bit about it and been checking it out a little bit. I need to actually, it's been 6 or 7 months since I've looked at anything for it, so I might need to check it out.
Well,
some
they've
more.
officially dropped on Kickstarter.
Because there's rumors that Wizards of the Coast and those guys are working on one too.
Right.
And that one's very basic. Like it kind of looks like Baldur's Gate, but that's about where it ends. It doesn't have any of the, I would say, the refinement Baldur's Gate has, but I mean that
Right.
Baldur's Gate is the game that Larian Studios does.
Right.
CRPGs are its bread and butter.
Yeah. I mean, look at what they've done in the past. But
Right.
there you go. I'll give you a chance to look at that when you get a chance. Why did they have to cheese us with GTA 6 for 2025? Because people have been trying to leak it for the last, 2 years hardcore.
And 2025 is the console release, but we're probably not going to get it till 2027.
All right.
Well, officially. All right. Yep. I'm going to get out
But
of here.
I love you
Good
guys.
thing, bud.
I hope y'all have a wonderful day, and I'll see you later.